It's Easter Sunday and I'm compelled to wax about Jesus. I don't consider myself a Christian. I've avoided that label for most of my life, but there's elements about Christianity that I take a profound influence from, if you're willing to humor me. Much like you, I listen to my inner gut and try to think up some kind of answer to the universe, but my answer to the universe is partly colored by the Christianity I grew up around. I take from Christianity a mindfulness and forgiveness, a Zen teaching of sorts, like what would have facilitated the 40-day fast attested in Scripture. Here's what I believe. Apollonius of Tyana died after writing on sacrifice because he later criticized the Roman government. He was said to be a person who traveled around performing miracles. Meanwhile, John the Baptist, Yohanan bar Zechariah de Yehuda, and Jesus Christ, Yeshu Mashiach de Kfar Nahum, neither have any written works that survive them. Apollonius wrote that Theos, God, does not require any sacrifices, and he is the only direct account from a similar figure of that period. Of all direct accounts to survive, it was that one. Mashiach is translated to mean anointed, and then it's attested that the anointment is one of oil. It's likely that the name Christ came from an oil-pouring ritual, that the title Son of God came from an emperor cult of Greece and Rome, and that the resurrection is a spiritual one where the second coming is within oneself. Son of the divine comes from a Greek term that's used for Caesars. Say someone were to get in your case exactly what Yeshu Mashiach de Kfar Nahum were to say with all of the knowledge of today. Would that be something like this? I'd imagine that he'd have some kind of handful of regret, and he'd forgive himself as a product of his time. I see all of these figures as humans, making guesses in the Middle East with a bunch of people that existed prior to industrial pharmaceuticals. I see the Mandaeans, the cult of John the Baptist, who saw Jesus as a false prophet, as a group that survived 2 millennia without any wars. Now they stand today as a worldwide collective that's somewhere from 60,000 to 100,000 strong, and they aren't linked to 177 million deaths like Christianity happens to be. There's been a lot of holy wars over the years that have racked up a very high death count by now. I've seen more than one person believe that they're Jesus Christ. It makes me wonder what Jesus Christ thought he was. I've been asked if I'm Jesus Christ before. I think about all of these things, and I feel a kind of disgust, as though each of these people were infected by something that was once preventable. In your case, I'd rather you fact-check everything I say as though I'm the Antichrist, even though I'm just an ordinary person, than think I'm Jesus. I want you to actually think instead of blindly accepting what I say. I'd rather be a reincarnation of John the Baptist than Jesus Christ, because he's not the catalyst of 177 million deaths. But at the same time, in an Advaita Vedanta way, we're all Yeshu Mashiach de Kfar Nahum. We're all Yohanan bar Zechariah de Yehuda. And I don't want to take the luxury of that thought away from anyone. We can all chill out and enjoy the music. I see wisdom of the crowd in each religion, where all of it averaged out is right on the money. So we need extremists as much as the centrists. In the wider song, it's all tension and release at its perfect interval. Happy Easter. I somehow managed to get all of this in one take, so I'll take that as cosmic endorsement. Anyways, remember,